of natural engineering. With its lush jungles, frosty peaks, and rat-infested subway tunnels, it's no wonder that so many different organisms have flourished here. Billions of animals crowd our fragile planet, and almost 3 million of them call this frigid wasteland their home. Today, we'll take you to this bitter wilderness and show you the planet and its wildlife as you have never seen them before. Welcome to Planet Chicago.
Yeah!
The wicked corridors of the Chicago landscape are inhospitable to all but the most vicious of residents. But today, we'll be focusing on a particularly wretched species of Chicagoan, the comedian. See the older Northwestern University comedian in its natural habitat. Without its daily supply of grande mochas and Ritalin, it will easily freeze to death in the northern tundra. As it exits the wintry wastes of its graduate advisor meetings, it realizes that it is becoming harder to convince stray students to attend its weekly open mic nights at the local bar.
Irish eyes.
No. Without the pity laughs that it receives from its Tinder dates, it will increasingly lose energy until the sun warms the bitter earth once again. Then it can charm a DePaul freshman into coming to its knockoff Bo Burnham stand-up routine. And, excuse me, I'm receiving a communique from my producers. Yes? I see. My apologies, everyone. I have just been informed that Northwestern isn't actually a part of Chicago.
Okay.
Listen, just because they have a CTA line running up to them does not mean they're part of the city. The Pubble line doesn't even run unless it's rush hour. So just...
Oh, fuck.
And now, back to exploring the natural wonders of Chicago proper.
Okay.
In the neighborhood of Wrigleyville, there are 42 different species of comedian fuckboys, each more bizarre than the last. The land here is so rich that the flavor of White Claw each species needs to survive can be gathered very quickly, leaving the comedian fuckboy with time to concentrate on other matters, cleaning its apartment in preparation for cupping season. It has had its place since college, and it has not been cleaned since before it moved in, but Vanessa from Physical Comedy is coming over in an hour. Everything must be spick and span. Finally, all is ready. However, in the time spent cleaning, the fuckboy has not deigned to check its phone. If it had, it would have realised that Vanessa no longer wanted to spend Physical Comedy with it due to its, frankly, lacklustre performance at its weekly annoyance show. What will our fuckboy do? The winter cuffing season is one of the most important times of year for the comedian fuckboy. If it does not secure a mate during this crucial time, it will probably not have anyone to go to Lollapalooza with in August. Instead, all it will have is a sad 5-minute stand-up routine about modern dating. It throws its head back in despair. A tragedy, indeed. Now, here in Old Town, nature stages one of her greatest wintry dramas. Every year, 3,000 comedians migrate across the second city stages, with the largest numbers coming in the winter months. The immensity of the herd can only be truly appreciated from these audience seats. What a lucky view we have. Hey! Girls be like... That's the workshop. Let's be civil, you're not animals. You know what? I take back everything I said. This city is ugly, the sky is always cloudy, I'm always slipping on the sidewalk ice, and the last 20 comedians to come out of Chicago was Stephen Koonce.
sorry to announce that David Attenborough has tragically died. He was savagely ripped apart by a pack of wild comedians filming his newest series, Planet Chicago. Well, we honestly don't know what he expected. It's pretty savage out there. But this is just the harsh reality of the Midwestern wilderness. This is Planet Chicago.
We're coming to you live today from a location that has never before been explored on planet Earth. With its high temperatures, diverse yet hostile wildlife, and unique stone types, it's a wonder we've never covered it before, but that part is explainable. Thank you all for joining me one last time. And welcome to hell. If I'll be quite honest, I'm not entirely sure how I ended up here. I did a lot of good for the planet in my time there. I raised millions for charity, I stood up against climate change, and helped start an environmental revolution that helped change the world.
Yeah, you used a plastic shopping bag back in 2007?
That's it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Done. Oh well, nothing that can be done now except to continue to explore this fascinating new environment. Let's take a closer look at some of the residents. And here we have the famed Uncle Tony, namesake of Uncle Tony's minestrone and cannoli. Now, your given name is Uncle Tony.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Fascinating. Now, if I might ask, why are you in hell?
Oh, I stole my great aunt's cannoli recipe and marketed it as my own. It's a classic.
He also drank almond milk. Horrible for the environment. So now he's doomed to an eternity of making chicken parm and ravioli for a crowd that never ends.
That's fitting. And here we have the late frat boy Nail Tech. This hellish depths of this domain.
Yo! You're that dude from the BBC! I heard you're making a documentary about us. I feel like you gotta ask me about how I got here because it's pretty fucking hilarious.
Right, please, go ahead.
Okay. So, I use a lot of nail fumes, like fumes from, you know, the removers and all the gels and shit. And I guess that has something to do with like greenhouse gases in the solar system or something. It's like I'm making a hoe in the solar system because of greenhouse gases. So I'm gonna bite my nails for the rest of my life, I guess, for eternity or some shit.
Fascinating.
Yo, dude, stay tough.
And here we have the famed villainous Nelson, is also known as Dead Netflix Guy. And is that your given name, Dead Netflix Guy?
No, it's my married name.
See, and what is it that you did to end up in hell?
I'm gonna be honest, I'm not sure. I mean, I was a good guy. I love my wife and kids. Had all my subscriptions on auto pay.
You never separated your recyclables from your trash, Nelson. We've been over this. So now you're doomed to an eternity of being glued to a chair in front of Netflix screen and no breaks. There are no popcorn breaks in hell, Nelson.
I suppose that's rather fitting, isn't it? Let's see what's happening here. Oh, goodness. It's very hot.
Huh? What up, dude?
Stuart, what the fuck?
Seems here we have some victims of various... Some victims of maiming, it seems. If I'll be honest, this one hits a little bit close to home, so let's just move on, shall we? Let's see. Finally, some good wildlife. Here we have Wormblood. He died tragically in an accident at the Albuquerque Regional Basketball Team. Now, Wormblood, if you wouldn't mind, I'd like to guess why it is that you're in hell. Was it you didn't commit to shopping sustainability? Did you use too many single-use water bottles? Did you eat red meat?
No, I killed a guy in a hit and run back in 2014. Yeah, I guess you need feet to use the brake, but I guess you don't need it to use the gas.
He also did have an issue with single-use plastic, so you were kind of on the money there, David, with that one.
I'm wondering, you'll find his body in a ditch off of the 404. He was the captain of the lacrosse team. If I have any advice, it's to not drive without your headlights, and if you don't have feet, you can still drive.
That's quite enough, one third. Thank you.
No way.
Goodness.
No way.
If I might ask you, Mr. Devil, have I met or seen these creatures before?
I guess the gambit's up. All right. Yes, you have met them before. You've seen them perform all night, or at least you've heard their stories told.
What do you mean?
You see, I retired the whole hell is other people idea a while back. Far too messy. The concept of hell has been completely redesigned based on the worst thing I could possibly think of. A never-ending college sketch comedy show. Welcome to hell, David. The show is about to begin. Again!
Thank you, Stuart.
The Earth is a marvel of natural engineering.
Again. Come on.
With its lush jungles, frosty peaks, and rat-infested subway tunnels. It's no wonder
Again.
that so many different organisms
Again.
have called this place their home.
I have to shit myself.